Hey guys, what is going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Today's gonna be another discussion videos because I know that you guys like um, having these discussion videos in the chat and the comment section on the YouTube channel, so on and so forth, right? So today's discussion is going to be, I think it's a discussion that I had in one of last year's videos, and this discussion is whether or not kickoff exists. Now, I've been sent pictures because I know that some of the gameplay guys watch the videos, right? I've been sent pictures of conversations that people have had with Tom, who's one of the main gameplay producer dudes, in regards to the kickoff glitch, and him saying it's not a thing. So I'll show you guys uh, the footage right here. So it's this one right here. Get the camera right there. Boom. Okay, so I'll just put it on myself right here. So the conversation basically goes like this. So this guy I think he's probably like a pro player. He says, fix the kickoff glitch. And then Tom says, there's no such thing. This is something we want to address in the future with some solid data and numbers, right, EAG Zaro. So why is it easy to score when it is a kickoff? Now, this is something that I'm going to have to disagree with Tom on a lot. Kickoff is a thing, right? Now, when I think that when he says that it's not a thing, right? Being a gameplay producer, because he's a new gameplay producer, right? Being a gameplay producer that he is, he's saying it in the sense of it's not a thing that they are intentionally doing in the game. Like there's like, okay, we don't have kickoff because it's not an intentional thing that we're trying to do. The thing is, though, and this is for the gameplay guys watching the video, the kickoff is 100% a thing, okay? There's actually tournaments, competitive tournaments, where when the game is like a tiebreaker, when it's like 1-1 or 2-2, these companies that run these competitive tournaments will actually have moderators that will tell people, okay, we're going to do a coin flip to see who gets kickoff, because that's how effective it is. People try to use, like I do this myself, people try to use offside trap to get the players moving, just to get movement from the players, so that way to see if you can avoid the kickoff as well, right? It's something that's just messed up in the game. Kickoff is 100% a thing. When they say it, it's not intentional, but it is a thing. That can't be an avoided topic, right? The reason why it is a thing, and you have to ask people why kickoff is a thing, because you can't just say, "Oh, remove kickoff," because it shouldn't be impossible to score from kickoff. But that's not the reason why they're effective. They're effective because your players are ineffective. They don't move properly, right? They're literally stagnant. Switching sometimes is even worse than it was. There are specific things that just tend to be worse. And kickoff doesn't go away when the person gets the ball back and then he loses possession with the ball still in play. No, the ball needs to be kicked out of the field for it to no longer be effective, right? And it's not even like a mental thing, because people have made it their mission to make sure that they are concentrating the entire time, even from kickoff. They're concentrating more on, like when people say, "Oh, they can see because they're not concentrating on kickoff." That's the complete opposite. I think some people obviously do that, but that's the complete opposite, especially with pro players. I feel like they're concentrating even more to compensate for the kickoff glitch. So it is definitely a thing. I think the conversation here of it not being a thing based off of solid data and numbers, I don't think is right, because when we're playing the game, you can feel that your defenders are basically stupid, right? Like, obviously, if you have inconsistent gameplay, that's one thing, but you can feel that your players are dumb from kickoff. You can feel that, right? Whether that's positioning of the players, whether it's the depth of the team, whatever it is 100% a thing. Your players are just dumber from kickoff. So I do have to agree with the community on that one. Playing the game, especially for this year and last year, like it's not a coincidence that you can go a full game 76 minutes and then from kickoff you concede again when you're defending perfectly the entire game. It's not because we cool down and don't defend on the kickoff. It's because it's kickoff, right? It's not because he's scoring from kickoff. It's because there is something wrong with your defending players, whether it's your whole team, to control them on the defense. There's something wrong with it. They are stupid from kickoff. The ball literally needs to be kicked out for a throw-in for them to go back to normal. That's all I'm going to say in regards to that. Other discussions that people wanted to have in the chat. Some of these discussions we'll be talking about in other videos, like this one. run the foot market. Nick told me about another discussion we're probably going to have in another video, but I want to see stuff like this, whether or not is foot a dying mode. Foot is not a dying mode, and it's never going to die. People need to understand that. I know that people say that FIFA is a dying game mode in regards to you being upset at the game and not liking it, but you have to understand that we are still a very small percentage of people who talk about all these specifics in the game and so on and so forth, right? Now, there are average consumers as well, not average in regards to skill, just average consumers that just want to hop on, play the game, and do whatever. There are those consumers as well that are also unhappy with the game. My friends in real life don't buy FIFA anymore. Reason why they didn't buy FIFA anymore is because, one, back in the day, even because people always forget how bad the past FIFAs were, because inconsistent gameplay was still a thing, right? They stopped playing because of not being able to do very simple things, switching, dribbling in a certain direction. Their players would go in an opposite direction because my friends are gamers, right? So when they play anything else, the things they'll complain about is a typical gamer thing. Oh my god, the damage, I put this down to him, blah blah blah. But that's the game mechanics in that way. But like, they still can control their players, you know, going left, right, whatever, right? So they never really complain about that. So when they play FIFA, it's extremely frustrating for them, because doing that for a video game concept, not being a football lover, they're like, why am I doing this, right? So for the regular consumer, it's also frustrating, especially the way that foot is made right now, with all the competitive modes and division rivals, foot champs, and foot drafts. My friends can't go on. Like, my friends will reach like division 3 and be like, this is boring now, because there's no regular mode where people are using different teams. People want to face different teams. People want to have a reason to use different cards, collect different cards. Like, it's a card, whether EA wants it to be this or not, it's a card collecting game, right? So you should be able to get stuff through playing the actual gameplay, by scoring goals or assists or whatever it is. And for them, like, Ultimate Team is just a bore. The last time one of my friends actually played FIFA, was when coin buying was still a thing. And obviously I used to like be against him during that time, because I hate coin buying personally, because it used to ruin the market back then. If you were a gameplay guy, you couldn't afford any of the people on the market. And I used to have a conversation with him in regards to this. But then he gave me his point of view, and it's a good point of view, right? He said, dude, if I spend like $200 on coins online, $200 on coins, I have whatever players I want, right? And I can have fun because I'm using different players. I'm not using the top tier teams all the time. I have a collection of different players because I want to use different teams. It's a whole point of football, trying out different tactics, formations, teams, not being forced to not want to use a midfield of Vidal, Rakitic, and Sergio Busquets, because it's still fun to use them, because they're still usable in a way, because the other person's not using a full meta, so it's kind of like a back and forth thing, right? So in that regard, I feel like they still let the average consumer down as well. But are they still making a lot of money from this game? Yes. That's why this is obviously an opinion of mine. I don't really take people's opinions seriously in regards to the state of FIFA if they spend on FIFA points, because you're aiding to EA not doing drastic changes to the game, because you're aiding in them, you're giving them money, right? You're giving them extra money. It's one thing to buy the game and then not like it, and then if you play it, like for me, I'm a content creator, that's the only reason why I play it right now, right? But it's another thing to spend extra money on a game that you don't like. I'd never take people seriously if they do that, because you're just aiding them, right? Like, it's what, like, people make the argument of, oh, but because I'm giving them more money, like, they should hear my opinion even more. That's not the case. If you don't like the game that much, you shouldn't spend extra money on it. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my point of view in regards to that. The next question next thing we have here is, has the FIFA community ever been so disenfranchised with FIFA and in so many different ways, from gameplay to content, as we are right now? What needs to happen in reality for us to see meaningful changes to the way EA operate in all aspects? So the way that I see the situation right now with FIFA, obviously inconsistent gameplay needs to be fixed, right? If that's fixed, you fix a lot of issues with the game. But I think even right now, in the current state of the game, if you fix inconsistent gameplay, it still wouldn't be a fun mode to play because there's no balance in the mode. My dream and my hope that EA does for future FIFA games is basically this, a short version of this, right? Is Division Rivals needs to be the only competitive game mode. Foot Champs needs to dip, okay? Because that mode, the concept of that mode is terrible, okay? I need to be the one to say it because it is. It's a terrible concept of a game mode, right? Because no video game has that concept because it's incredibly frustrating. Division Rivals is the best competitive game mode I've ever played in any video game. Overwatch is competitive, doesn't even touch FIFA's competitive, because FIFA's competitive, you lose, you still gain rank points to get rewards by the end of the week. That's amazing, okay? You're still gaining rank points. Sure, you lose skill rating, but that makes sense because that happens in literally any other game. So it's good that that exists, okay? Even if you lose off of BS games, you could still go to the next game and win and gain that skill rating back, right? It's more about the rank points that you are getting. I think at the top, they should give you an option. It shouldn't be completely removed for people who like to see it, but they should give you an option at the top of the game to show you your rank instead of your record. So in Overwatch, you don't see the record of, because people lose plenty of times in Overwatch, but they'll still be a top 500 player. They're not focused on the amounts of wins or losses they have. They focus on the skill that they are in that game. So if you're a Division 1 player in FIFA, or you are a 2500 plus, 2600 plus, 2700 plus, that's what the game should focus on. Whether it's not even, it shouldn't be by the hundreds. It should be, so when you hit 2400, you're a Division 1 player. Then it should go 2600, right? Then it should go, after 2600, it should be 3000. And if you're 3000, you're obviously the top tier of the top tiers, right? Because people can reach that amount. It's very difficult to, but it's possible, right? So 2600 plus should be its own tier as well, and then you should do the big jump of 400 skill points, because 2600 you're already very, very good. So 3000 would be that really, really big steps, like, yo, I am the elite of the elites, you know what I'm saying? So they should give the option for to the player to display that rank instead of the record, so that people can focus more about having fun. So that if you had online tournament mode in your game, which we're going to talk about as well, it would be focused on making different teams, obviously still trying to win, because no matter what, in any video game you play, the higher kill death ratio you have, the higher win percentage you have, the more shit you get. That's just how it works in any video game, right? But you would still want to be able to use different teams, right, in the online tournament mode, and maybe in the competitive, depending on you. So Division Rivals should be set up like that. I think that record thing should be set up like that. The 3 qualifying rounds, and then the quarterfinals, semifinals, round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals should be another concept. You get rewards for qualifying, you get rewards for winning the whole thing, and it should be consistent, obviously, so that way if you grind that through gameplay content and then you grind Division Rivals through gameplay content, you should be able to collect players through actually playing the game, not only through market stuff, but market stuff should obviously still exist as well. Because that's its own community as well. Foot drafts, you need to reinvent in foot drafts and the game mode itself to have challenges in it, right? To basically be able to unlock players through only playing draft, through only playing Division Rivals, through not only playing online tournament mode, because online tournament mode is just the regular mode, but even if they're all spread out in three of the different game modes, that'd be great. Because Division, if you play foot drafts and you pay 15K to play foot drafts, there should be certain rewards that you would want to get, even if you lose in the first round, the fourth round, third round. Obviously, if you win the whole thing, you get better rewards. Again, that's just how it works in any video game. But you should get rewards based off of playing foot drafts. Like if you score a certain amount of times with a player in foot drafts, you can collect a certain color of a card or whatever it is. For the regular mode for your regular players, right? Like if I have a Quaresma and I love Quaresma as much as I do, right? I should be able to play with him in foot draft and want to play with him in foot draft, so that way I can collect goals and assists for him, so that whatever I do in that draft, whatever the reward is for draft, I can transfer that over to the regular mode as well. So stuff like that would be really, really important. So making draft important in regards to, even if you lose, the rewards you get as untradeable cards is still good. Online tournament mode, Division Rivals, Foot Champs needs to be completely removed from this game. And I think you would have a solid game, because you also have your SBCs on the side that people like to do for fun as well. So you would have a very, very solid game to work on if that's how the balance of it was. So Division Rivals, online tournament mode, single players can do one, because your online tournament mode is your single players, right? Because your rounds would be more competitive matches as you progress, right? But your first 3 would be like, I'm just going to do whatever I want. So Division Rivals, online tournament mode, foot drafts with good rewards specifically to foot drafts, so that you're not spending money on it and then losing it. And then so it's foot draft challenges in general for anything. So if you do them in division rivals, foot drafts, or online tournament mode, you get rewards for that too. And then division rivals rewards need to be its own thing as well, so that you would grind it like crazy, get those rewards specifically from division rivals, and then get those for regular casual play as well. So that's the balance that I feel like FIFA needs to have with challenges and those 3 game modes, personally. But I think that's pretty much it for today. 15-minute video for you guys. That's the discussion we're going to have for today. So today's discussion was basically, does kickoff exist in FIFA, and what my ideal foot mode would be. So hope you guys enjoyed the video today. I'll see you guys later tomorrow for the next video, or maybe for a stream today. We'll see what's up with that. All right, guys? Peace out, my dudes. Love you guys. Have a good one. Bye.